Alright. Welcome to Sideboard MTG. My name's Eric, and we've got another Dev's deck for you. This is his 5-color Gates deck, or simply called Gates by Dev. And should be a lot of fun. We've got all 5 colors represented in the deck, and hope you guys like it. If you do, don't forget to give that thumbs up, and if you like the content in general, subscribe to the channel. Definitely want to give a shout out right back at Dev. I know he's going to watch it, but thank you so much for the shout out. And we're going to jump into this Dev's deck here, and hopefully we can have some fun with it. The mission is to not lose all the games. Just please don't lose all the games, right? That's what Dev said. He's like, nah. Hopefully he doesn't just go 0-5 with it, and hopefully we will not. Now, I read the comments on Dev's deck, and a lot of people were like, why black? Why do we have black in the deck? And, Dev breaks that down. We've got Thought Erasure as a good early way to grab those Hydroid Colossus and other things that are going to be hard to deal with. And then we've got some cast down here, and that's one of the major reasons for black. Also, of course, Mortify, being able to destroy targeting creature or enchantment's not bad. So, we've got a couple good uses for that black mana. I don't think that there would be a good Gates deck if you weren't running cards like Growth Spiral. More times than not, you're wanting to have one of your lands come in untapped on turn 2. So you play a Gate on turn 1, you turn 2, get that Growth Spiral out there, and then turn 3, you'll actually be untapping with 4 mana if all went well, and on turn 3 you'll have 3 mana open so that you can get that Guild Summit down, and then you can play the additional land to draw a card, or you can Gates Blaze on turn 3. So there's a lot of options there, and Growth Spiral is really the backbone of what's making most of these Gates decks work. We've also got Gates Blaze, which it's a great sweeper, especially if you're able to play a lot of your Gates early. I do want to point out that we're playing 4 copies of Plaza of Harmony, and Plaza of Harmony doesn't actually count towards our Gate count, but it's still a relevant sweeper. We should have plenty of Gates. We've also got a lot of shock lands in the mana base, which means when we need to, we can come in untapped. A lot of these decks are actually running some basics and things like that, so if their lands get blown up, they can go pull them. But with this deck, you're pretty much saying, I'm not worried about Field of Ruin, I'm not worried about Settle the Wreckage, and you're really not, considering the only creatures that you really are swinging for with is your Gate Colossus. There's only 2 of those in the deck. Yeah, it would really hurt to have these settled or exiled in some way. But you've also got Hydroid Colossus, and Hydroid Colossus, if they deal with it in combat, then he's just getting more work done for us, because his major benefit is on the cast trigger. Just drawing those extra cards, gaining that extra life, helping us buy some extra time to get on into the late game, where our ramp strategies of Growth Spiral and Circuitous Route will pay off, either giving us a huge explosion to draw a bunch more cards, or a Hydroid Colossus. Now, this card does have a ton of card draw, and the games where you have your Guild Summit early in the game are going to feel a lot better than the games where you don't. So there are a lot of Gates decks floating around, but Dev's the only one I've really seen trying to make use of all 5 colors. There were a lot of comments about not needing black in the mana base, not needing black in the deck, and I somewhat agree with that. My wife has been tearing up Arena with her deck, which is a 4-color Gates deck, and there's a lot of other 4-color Gates decks running around. And yeah, I know, like even the Gates decks. Like, I'll give you guys a quick flash here of the Nexus Gates deck. Now, the Nexus Gates deck's got all that draw power with Guild Summit, Hydroid Colossus, and the Expansion Explosion. This deck did really well last weekend, but it's got Nexus of Fate and Wilderness Reclamation, so that you can get that Nexus of Fate off early. The big difference here is the sideboard strategy in that deck is being able to take out the Nexus package and jumping into the gates to the Gatebreaker, Ram, Carnage, Tyrant, and Archangel strategy. Well, we don't really have that going on with Dev's deck. We do have a couple Gatebreaker Rams, but not the Carnage Tyrants. We've still got Archangel, and there's a copy of Archangel in the main board. But Dev's making use of that black mana. We've got Hostage Taker and Duress. Along with more negate, where there's one in the main board to go with the other 3 here in the side, and then one big massive copy of Mass Manipulation. I would love to be able to cast this for just a ton and draw or take a couple key permanents from our opponents. But all right, so this is the point where I say if you want to see a better deck tech of this, check right up there. There is a link for you guys that'll take you over to Dev. If for some reason you're watching this and you haven't seen Dev's deck tech or explanation of why each of these cards is in the deck, then I recommend you just click the little information icon and just check out Dev's deck tech. If you want to check out the deck list, there's a link to TCG Player, Dev's sponsors, in below that will help support Dev. And then that's going to do it. That's what we got. Time to get into some gameplay. All right. How's everyone doing tonight, right? It's Sunday. I know there's a lot of people going, hey, what's up? Where's Sub Sunday? What's going on? Why don't we have a Subscriber Sunday? Well, if you guys notice, I'm streaming a little bit early, and that's because I plan on doing Subscriber Sunday after this at our normal time, around 9:30 Central Time. So if you guys want to stick around for that, you can. I'm going to take a little intermission as my supper got delayed, and it's actually cooking right now. So this is not the greatest hand in the world. I know we've got Hydroid Colossus and we've got Gate Colossus and Circuitous Route, but that means we're not going to do anything until like turn 4 or 5. So we're going to try to do better. Oh, no. No. Okay, we've got a Gateway Plaza, which is a card that we can't actually play without another land. So this is basically a 0-land hand. Hey, we did hit a land, so I'm going to keep this hand. We'll take our Scry, and yeah, that'll help. That'll help some. Alright, so Plaza of Harmony, if we don't have multiple gates down, it's not going to do us a ton of good. It will not produce mana of any color that we don't have, so this is still not the greatest hand in the world. We really need this to be a breeding pool. Breeding pool would have been a lot better for us, because then we could have actually got our growth spiral down and then played the Plaza of Harmony. So we're playing against a control deck. I think I'm just going to play it out a little bit slow here. I don't think that the life gain's actually important, but it is important to note that Plaza of Harmony is the land that you play on the turn that you want things to come in untapped. A lot of times when you're playing these gate stacks, you're really going to have to worry about, your timing on your lands, right? So, okay, well, that's not great for us. I assume that he's going to take Expansion Explosion. Maybe I should have. Maybe the next level play would have actually been to play the Plaza of Harmony and keep open Expansion Explosion. I could have at least copied his thought erasure here. He's going to take our Circuitous Route. Okay, I'm all right with that. I couldn't cast it anyway. Gate. Oh, okay. Gateway Plaza. Okay, so Gateway Plaza is really good here, mainly because it's going to open up all colors for us, right? So with Gateway Plaza, this can produce any color mana, and since it can produce any color mana, that means that Plaza of Harmony can now produce any color of mana. So we do have our mana fixing just because of the Gateway. Personally, I like 4 copies of Gateway Plaza in the decks that are running 4 copies of Plaza of Harmony, but I'm okay with this. And we're not really worried about that, because eventually we'll start sweeping the board. Alright, we gained some life. I'm going to attempt Circuitous Route. Yeah, Yeah, we're gonna go for the circuitous route here. If he has the counter, then he has the counter. All right, so we'll get a Simic Guild Gate, and it doesn't matter because we have all of our colors. So, and we just can't get Gateway Plaza because we lose it. I guess we could represent some white. We can go get a Azorius Guild Gate as well. Right, so our opponent's down to 2 cards in hand. He is getting some good card selection out of his search for Escanta, but we're just gonna keep trying to ramp and draw cards, of course. So I can play Golgari Guildgate, and I'm just going to pass the turn. Growth Spiral is nice because we can play it at instant speed, and then he has to kind of answer that. If it resolves, then I get to play the Plaza of Harmony out of my hand. So we'll see what happens here. That's a Teferi. If I Growth Spiral now, we'll play that, get a little extra. Now we've got some really cheap Colossus. Now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 mana Colossus, not bad. He's going to untap. So 3 mana Colossus. I'm going to go for the ramp again. I know he's got the Teferi, but I'm just going to stick with the ramp plan. We'll take a Simic and a Gruul. Still haven't pulled, but just the black. I don't think we really need it. And then we'll try for a huge draw spell here shortly. You love the gate stack? The gate stacks are pretty sweet. A lot of people are playing a lot of different versions of the gate stacks. Most again are seeming to be 4-color, but you know, I get having, you know, the black in the deck. Gate Colossus can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less, so we're not that worried about the Orzhov Enforcer. Ooh. Basilica Belhaunt, making me discard my last card. Well, that's a nightmare. I mean, he knew what my last card was, so that's bad. Your boy has a 2 of an unsealing in his gate stack. So we're going to take an already slow deck and play even slower cards. I like it. I like it. I like what you're doing with that. I'm going to get him while he's tapped out. I don't think that it's smart for us to untap or to let him untap before we try to kill the Basilica. Thank you. Thank you very much. Wow. Kyoki? Thank you. I'm sure I butchered that. Well, falling really far behind here. Mulligan to 5 against a control deck is definitely hard to do. I mean, we've got a ton of mana. I would love to hit something like a Hydroid Crassus off the top, but I don't think we're going to do that. What do we have coming up? The Gate Colossus again? Oh, it is the Hydroid! Okay, so Gate Colossus is the next card. Well, I'm going to tap out for this. If he stops it, then that's fine. I think this is a fine way to use our mana. I mean, we cast it for 8, draw 4 cards. It's a huge monster. We did not draw a gate though. And gain 4 life. With him being a deck that actually plans to beat us down by the looks of it. Maybe his plan is to actually use these Death Touch creatures to kind of hold back, but I really wish we would have hit a gate. Nope, I'm not going to block that. But we can still draw just so many cards here. And we're going to force him to use his cards. Like, we're forcing his hand on the Teferi. So he has to either, you know, end up using... He has to use a card to protect Teferi here. Teferi gonna get smashed. I doubt it. I really doubt Teferi's gonna get smashed. Kaya's Wrath. Alright, well. Those don't have Death Touch. There we go. Alright, so... Let's see if he's got a counter spell. It's only cost 1. I'm actually gonna... I'm purposely going to use Plaza of Harmony to cast this. Does this... Alright, so I could actually draw an extra card if I cast the Guild Summit first, right? But I'm trying to draw out a counter spell here. It may work, may not work. Okay, so we'll see if he's got it. And then I'm going to use the Plaza of Harmony yet again, and I'm going to use the Steam Vents and not use my gates. Just the one gate to cast Guild Summit. This means that when this enters the battlefield, I can just tap a whole bunch of gates to draw a whole bunch of cards. Bam, that seems great. And then we can play a guild gate here, draw even more cards. Now, the thing about these decks it's really, really easy for you to draw through your deck. I don't need a Gateway Plaza anymore. I'm going to keep the one untapped source because I may end up needing to play lands later that I don't want to draw cards off of. It's really easy to deck yourself with these decks. So we do need to be a little weary of that. Gotta get to that win con though. Just move these over here. Oh, he's going to destroy our creature. Cool part about Guild Summit is if you have a Guild Summit down and you play your... and they like do something with your Gate Colossus, you simply just play a gate and if you stack the triggers right, you'll put the ooh, that's decent. That is very decent. All right, so I am scared to play my second Guild Summit. I'm worried that I'm going to deck myself. Let's Thought Erasure our opponent. Let's do this first. So we'll go black and blue. Again, I am real worried about decking myself. Is he going for Absorb here? Okay. That's fine. If he's going to mortify that, and then we'll Thought Erasure him. Moment of Craving does nothing to us. We'll put that in the graveyard. Play a Guild Summit? 29 cards in the library. If I If I do the plaza trick again, yeah, we'll tap them all. We'll draw a bunch more cards because I really want to get a Hydroid Colossus. All right, we did get an expansion explosion. That's pretty good. So we'll just play a Dimir Guildgate, and then I'm going to stack the Guild Summit on the stack first, and then stack the Gate Colossus. So I will put the Gate Colossus on top of my library, let the Guild Summit trigger go off. We'll draw the Gate Colossus, cast Gate Colossus for free, and then pass the turn. So now he might be forced to like down tick Teferi to tuck away our Gate Colossus. I guess I can get rid of Breeding Pool. And Plaza of Harmony. Another Plaza of Harmony. So he upticked to Fairy. He's looking for a way to stop the Gate Colossus, I assume. Mortify. Right. I wonder if he had that in his hand. I mean, would you uptick to Fairy if you didn't know you had an answer to the Colossus? And he's going to search for Escanta now, which means we get to Thought Erasure him beforehand. That's okay. And we get to Surveil to see if we want to draw that card. Ooh, isn't that nice? All right, so let's Thought Erasure. No, we know his last card. Never mind. We know his last card is a Moment of Craving. So no point in Thought Erasure. Moment of Craving doesn't do a whole lot here. So again, let's stack these, draw our Colossus back, play the Colossus and a huge Hydroid Colossus. Colossus is free at this point as well. 23 cards in the library. We really need this to work. I'm actually going to only cast this for 8 because I want to leave the ability to cast to cast Negate or an expansion expansion. So I'm not going for the full 10-10, but you say just blow up Teferi. I ain't that worried about Teferi. I mean, I'm worried about Teferi, but I think that with our opponent having the one card in his hand, we might be able to deal with this. Alright, so I don't think Gates Ablaze is amazing here. I don't want another Guild Summit. And Thought Eraser's already starting to go dead in our hand. So I'm just going to keep a bunch of lands and we're going to see what happens. Alright, so he's digging for an answer here. He has to come up with 2 answers to be able to deal with this, or we destroy Teferi. And we have a negate. He scoops it up. Yeah. There we go. He could just he cast a board wipe, Madness. He cast the board wipe. Come on, guys. Come on. Stick with the plan. Alright, so we know that he is a control / mid-range deck. I doubt he's going to try to get much faster. I think I really like Duress here. So I like Duress. I'm not 100% on Arcway Angel, but I do like the idea of having some more beaters. I really like Negate in this matchup. But I also like the strategy of let's go Gatebreaker Ram. Let's really, really get in there. Gates Ablaze may not be bad. We do need to get rid of some cast downs. Mortify would be good at blowing up Search for Azcanta. Maybe we need to keep that as an option to be able to blow up Search for Azcanta. I also don't expect him to be super fast, so the Angel, I'm going to peel out on that. I can't peel back on our win cons very much. I mean, this is pretty much our only way to win the game other than just these huge expansion explosions. So the actual plan there in the last turn was actually to leave Teferi alone. We were going to swing at our opponent with 2 8/8s, deal 16 points of damage, and then cast an explosion for the final amount of damage. So that was the plan. We were just going to end the game, not really kill Teferi. As far as his creatures go, Hostage Taker could be decent, but I think we just have to live off of Gates Ablaze and kind of just take it from there. Circuitous Route is really, really good. I think I'm just going to peel back on a few things. Peel back on a Gates Ablaze, peel back on a Circuitous Route, and then, I mean, we're going to want all the, maybe one Growth Spiral. Maybe we want to have more interaction versus this opponent, so get more win cons in there, right? I mean, we could bring in the Gates, Gatebreaker Rams and things like that, but I actually think that's better versus, the decks you need to finish things out quickly. Oh, man, come on. Gateway Plaza, again, 0 land hand because you need another land to be able to play it, so we have to mulligan. Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to keep it. We've got our... Let's put that on the bottom. We've got our Black Source. Now, I could turn... Or when our Guild Summit, maybe our Duress. Maybe he wants to protect something in his hand, and he'll pull our Duress with his Duress. And we get to keep our Guild Summit. But then again, he could also just have a Thought Erasure to follow up with. Yeah, he took our Guild Summit, so... this makes me really, really want to pay 2 life here, but... Yeah, I'm going to pay 2 life. The other option was, saving this for having a turn where we could choose what turn we wanted to come in untap. All right, so Search for Azcanta or Argyle's Bloodfast. Which one is more devastating? I'm not worried about the negate. I think I'm going to take Search for Azcanta. I really don't like the fact that he's got a... I really don't like the fact that he had the Vraska's Contempt there. So, we'll see. I'm going to start playing the red and blue guild gates here just so that I can actually turn on my expansion quicker. All right, we know that he played that, and we know he played his Isolated Chapel, and he drew a Watery Grave. Or possibly drew a Watery Grave last turn. I don't know what's up with YouTube and leaving chat behind like that. Alright, well, he's hitting lands, and now he's drawing multiple cards per turn at the cost of life, which isn't that big of a deal. Yeah, let's just keep playing gates coming in tap. We can always Plaza of Harmony. It looks like he went like full control mode here. And I don't mean by he held priority. I mean by the way he sideboarded. I think that he brought in more draw spells, things like that. So So the question is do I negate it or do I copy it? Well, if I negate it, he's going to negate me, right? If I copy it, either way I lose 2 cards, right? Alright. We're going to try to copy it. Oh, wow. Alright. So this is going to go off. We get to look at his hand again. Unless he counters this now. So we basically got to pull, like, use our expansion explosion to pull his negate. We don't get the other extra information, but oh well. And now, does he thought erasure our negate? He does. He's not worried about trying to deal with Gate Colossus. Alright, well, I'll play Plaza, gain some life. I've got 3 gates, so I can cast this for 5 mana. And this will force his hand on the Vraska's Contempt. I don't have anything else in hand to somehow protect the gate from, or the Gate Colossus from Vraska's Contempt. So we know he's got that Contempt. I'm sure I'm going to see it right here. Nope. Yep. Yeah, we are. Show me Teferi. What does he got? Alright, he's got a Disdainful Stroke, a Midnight Reaper. Can't really deal with a Midnight Reaper. Not so worried about negate. I mean, Midnight Reaper's a threat that I can't really deal with right now. We just play the control game, go along. We have a duress on top, sure. I know we could have played the land that turn. I tried to stop it, but if we draw the duress, we can always play it next turn, right? Oh man, he top decked a Thief of Sanity. Come on. Here's the negate. Is he like, what? Well, why tap my mana? I'll take the Disdainful Stroke. We'll pass, and here comes... well, their build is a build where he's got, like, Orzhov Enforcer, and he's got other cards like that, that if they die, then he's not really worried about it, so... Alright, Thief. If he gets one of my Hydroid Colossus, this is over. He threw away Circuitous Route and... Oh, well, we try it. Draw 2? And we get a 4/4 that can block the Thief of Sanity? Oh man, he drew another Disdainful Stroke. Okay, opponent. Okay. That's brutal. Yeah, I think he's got some kind of mid-range. This is a mid-range deck. I think we're toast. Yeah, that... I'm a little bit worried about the fact that he's got some of my cards here in exile. Multiple cards in exile. He's still got a negate that I'm not that worried about. Can't believe he drew another Disdainful Stroke. Here we go. We'll try to draw 2 again. Well, we're going to draw the 2. I'm pretty sure of that. I mean, there is a card in Standard that could stop us, but... I'm even willing to lose this to a Moment of Craving, but I actually expected it as Moment of Cravings. They're out of the deck right now. Either way, if he doesn't remove it, I'm gonna... Okay, so he got a Growth Spiral off of us. Played an extra land at the end of our turn. Okay. Argyle's Bloodfast. He's down to 6 life. You want to do it again? You want to get to the point where you can sack your dudes to gain some life? Vraska's Contempt on Hydroid Colossus. Okay. He threw away Boros Skilled Gate and a Blood Crypt. So whatever he kept was better than that. Come on, Gates Ablaze. Gates Ablaze. That's not a Gates Ablaze. So this costs 4 mana. I think I got to get the Hydroid Colossus back out there. And then we'll play our land tap. It's currently 5. We can do it for 4. Pay 2 life and then Thought Erasure him as well. I like that. We'll do it for 4. Draw 2 cards. Sweet. That ain't bad. Play and pay 2 life. 1 blue, 1 black. Thought Erasure our opponent. Alright, well, we got negated. Mortify on our Hydroid Colossus. Okay, opponent's down to 0 cards in hand, but he still has 2 of ours in exile. And he's about to get even more. Yep. Might as well get in on that sweet F6 action. Let's see what he's holding. Could be a land. Might be a land. It's a land. Well, play our Guild Gate. Colossus is 3. I mean, Colossus is 3. Colossus is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can cast a really big one next turn if I just get out the Gate Colossus. Yeah, I'll play the Gate Colossus this turn, and then we'll play Colossus next turn. I mean, I know it doesn't stop the Thief of Sanities, but I'm pretty much can't beat them anyway without the Gates Ablaze. So, yeah, he cannot block the Colossus, but I actually don't expect him to block. I expect him to use Teferi to downtick. I would love to have a negate right here. Or a dive down. A dive down would be so good. Alright, bam, just dive down, protect it. Untapped land off the top wouldn't be bad. Cast Crassus for more. He's definitely got like more creatures in the deck than I thought. I mean, he does have a lot of control elements, but I guess he took a lot of the creatures out though. Come on, show me a Gates Ablaze. Guild Gate, that's not bad. Alright, so I'll play the Guild Gate. We'll use the Colossus's ability. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need 2 mana to cast Colossus. If I spend the other 2, I get another card. Actually, if I just spend 1, I get another card. All right. Both are lethal threats, so. What is this? This is a huge spell, whatever this is. $11, 12 mana? What are you doing, opponent? What are you doing for 12 mana in Esper? I'm confused. What am I forgetting about? What you got, opponent? What do you got, right? The good old Saffron Olive. What do you got, opponent? Oh, my Expansion Explosion. You're right. That's exactly what he's got. Good call. Bam. That hurt. And he's got 11 cards in hand. Giving up? Nah, he ain't giving up. He's pulling all the cards that he can to beat us. Vraska's Contempt on the Colossus. Okay. Mortify on the Crassus. What's the record so far? We're in match 1. We're 1 and looks like we're about to be 1-1 going into game 3 of match 1, Steven. If we don't hit Gates Ablaze off the top, it's over. And matter of fact, we've been through all the Crassus, and he's dealt with. We've been through all 4 Crassus, and he has dealt with the 2 Colossus. We have no more win cons left in the deck. All right, moving on. Let's go to the sideboard. All right, so we're on the play. I'm going to give up on Thought Erasure. I'm going to give up on Duress. We're bringing in Gatebreaker Rams, Hostage Takers, Archway Angel, run it like this. I want my Growth Spiral back if we're doing this. Circuitous run. Alright, so what else can we take out? Leave in the negates. Expansion Explosion is good. Maybe we just don't want Hostage Taker. I would love to steal one of his creatures though, but I mean, what's the chance that our Ram actually gets there? I mean, all of his kill is so absolute. Maybe I don't want Arcway Angel. I don't need to gain the life. We'll bring in the hostage takers over the angels. Still is Teferi. I really want to bring in mass manipulation, but I think that that's more for the pure control deck, where this guy's a mid-range deck. So we'll try it this way. Oh man, we hit one of our untapped sources, so this hand's still going to be a little slow, but we may draw more land. Alright, so we'll go ahead and play the Dimir Guildgate. Simic Guildgate is normally your best play because it opens your growth spiral. You have a better chance at opening up a growth spiral on a following turn. So, and then either of these will work. Land off the top would be great. Any land off the top would be absolutely terrific. Alright, well, that's a thought eraser. See, I think that's a mistake. I think taking the growth spiral is a mistake. I think that you actually want to take the Gatebreaker Ram. If he can use his all of his spells to deal with your threats, like if he can take a threat with every spell possible, then there's really nothing the Gates deck can do. They're churning through their deck, and they're drawing a bunch of cards, but they still have to have a threat. And we're not the Nexus version, so it doesn't do us a ton of good. Alright, well, we'll just play our Guild Gate and leave open a negate, and hopefully we can stop like maybe a card draw engine, or maybe I just never tap below negate, and I would probably stop a... Would I stop a duress? Like, how important is Expansion Explosion? Man. He's not going to take the Gatebreaker Ram, right? Sure. Let him do it. Maybe he just takes negate anyway. I mean, he would have had full information anyway. If we negated, he would have known that, hey, you only drew one card, and that's the only card I didn't know about, so that sort of thing. So he took the circuitous route again. Again, he's scared of my ramp potential. This is our only turn before he gets to 5 mana that we can actually do something, so we'll play our 5/5 with Vigilance and Trample. What's up, Michael? How you doing? It's been forever since you were able to catch a live stream. Actually excited to see me run this deck. I was excited to run Gates. Like I was saying at the beginning of the show, I really like the Gates deck. My wife's been playing with the Gates deck on Arena, and she's been doing really good with it. I was actually 3 Hydroid Karasis from actually playing this deck on Arena. I was looking at all the cards, and I was like, well, I haven't gotten Hydroid Karasis yet. So if I would have had those, I would have just played this on Arena instead of playing it on MTGO. But with MTGO, thanks to manatraders, haha, pitch for manatraders, we actually have access to all the cards. Untap land, untap land, untap land. Alright, so no untap land means he plays Teferi next turn. There's not a lot we can do about it. If we want to kill the Thief of Sanity to keep him from being able to draw cards, then we have to Gates Blaze. Which I assume is exactly the strategy that he was wanting to use. Man, this is rough. Because I need to like burn these Gates Ablaze. I don't want him to get a Hydroid Karasis out of my deck, right? I definitely don't want him to do that. but I don't want him to play Teferi that I can't really deal with either. And next turn he can play Teferi if I am unable to... Do I give him the choice of a card from the top of my library, or do I let him have Teferi? Alright, I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass. I'm going to give him a card off the top of my library. Top 3 of my library. I just can't tap out and let him play Teferi, right? Either one's going to draw cards, but if we can hit an untapped source... We needed a land right there. Like, an untapped land. We're still in the same situation. Exact same situation. I mean, we did make him use, like, waste his turn. This is brutal. I can't let him play Teferi. We lose to Teferi. Why not just negate the Teferi? Because if I cast Gates Ablaze for 3 mana, then I don't have the mana available to cast the Teferi. I can't kill the Thief of Sanity and negate the Teferi. That's why. Like, plain and simple, that's why. Now I can, now that I finally drew a land. But now he has negate backup. Yay for negate backup. He burns through 2 of my cards here. And the negate was a negate out of my deck. Just saying. Well, only 4 minutes and 36 seconds left on the clock. So, gotta speed it up a little bit. So we'll just play our gates and pass. What do you got, opponent? Sure. We don't have any non-gates on the battlefield. Mortify? Mortify. Okay. Damage is done, though. We refilled the hand. Midnight Reaper. What a little weenie card. What a weenie little card. I'm just going to pass. The opponent doesn't have a ton of cards left, and we get to keep up negate if I don't go for the Hydroid Colossus. Just make him deal with the Hydroid Colossus, make him like spend his cards, trying to draw for a card, things like that. We're also now 4 seconds ahead of him on the clock. So, yeah. Sweet. The opponent goes to draw another card. I'm still not worried about it. Not casting any spells. Yes, I could cast spells, but we're also a little worried about the clock. Although our opponent doesn't look like he's as experienced as playing the clock game as we may be. I tapped my blue! Oh well. Again, doesn't matter. Double Vraska's Contempt. Alright, so he dealt with that, and now we'll start playing Crassus. Did matter. It punished. Punished! Alright, so we gotta play this fast. The opponent's burning through his mana so fast, though. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for the whole thing. And we get a free Colossus? Yeah. Seems good. Alright, so he killed our Crassus with his Mortify. I didn't play the land because I needed mana for it. And the opponent scoops it up. He cannot find a way to deal with the Colossus. Can't deal with it. We win. It's just like that. Scooped it up. Went home. He's sad. Hanging his head. His poor little Esper deck just didn't make it. Got beat by that daggum Gates deck. Alright. Seems good. I was a little worried. I was a little worried about that matchup. I'm not gonna lie. A little bit worried. Alright, so let's look at the land situation. We can bring in turn 3 untapped with a couple gates. So I actually get to play like a breeding pool early here. Ooh, Watery Grave. If I play the water, yeah. Either one works. So we'll just play the breeding pool tap, and then I can actually like leave the Boros Gilgate in hand. Ooh, wants to go for that turn 2 play. Hero of Precinct 1. Where is our Gates Ablaze? Sure, we'll pay 2 life. Black, blue, Thought Eraser you. Ooh, what does he got? What does he got? Disinformation Campaign. That's pretty decent. Thief of Sanity is a little bit more of a nightmare for me. Mortify is going to stop our draw power, though. However, he's going to be playing Disinformation Campaign next turn, which I'm okay with. I'll just discard the Gate Colossus, and then I can get it back. So I'm gonna take Thief of Sanity. I've got one, but he's got a Mortify, so I'm just gonna leave that one on top as well. Am I going for Mythic? I haven't really thought about it. Maybe I should go for Mythic. Right now I'm trying to build a collection. You don't earn any cards from playing ranked. And I'm trying to build a collection because you guys want to see arena content, right? And I'm trying to make sure that I can get some arena content for you guys. And we'll leave it to the point of I'm trying to get arena content for you guys. I really am. All right, I've got to pay the life here. This guy doesn't even know we're Gilgate's deck. We haven't played a Gilgate yet. So this is probably... Ooh, Thought Erasure. You just take away the other Gilgate, dude. Well, you should be able to hit the little live button and go from there. That should catch you back up on... Oh, man, we really need to play this guild gate and hit a Gates Ablaze. That is not it. Alright, well, I'm going to try to dig my way to a Gates Ablaze. I don't think putting Colossus on... I'll actually put the Colossus on top and take the other 2 cards. Circuitous Route. Well... So next turn we can go Simic Guildgate, draw 2 cards, Circuitous Route, draw 4 more cards? Do we have that long to live? Oh my goodness. I need to go Simic Guildgate and see a Gates Ablaze is what I need to do. He's also really close to being able to play his Lyra. So, cards in hand from our opponent that we know of are Lyra and Mortify. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, he's lethal on board. Alright. Show me Gates Ablaze. Show me Gates Ablaze. Opponent's lethal on board. Nothing we can do about it. I mean, I could draw a million more cards, but then that would show him more information. Okay, so the opponent's the actual Esper deck. So I'm going to bring in the Ram, and I'm not so worried about Expansion Explosion. Arcway Angel is actually a lot better in this version of the deck. I'm going to take out Negate. I think I'm just going to run it like this. We have to maintain, maybe bring in the other Mortify to be able to deal with... yeah, and I'll take out a Guild Summit. Guild Summit's actually a really slow card, but it's really necessary, so... We need to draw into some sweep action. Yeah, we definitely needed some sweepers. Everyone in chat, if you're just tuning in, we're in Game 2 of Match 2 with Dev's Gates deck. Ooh. Alright, well, I mean, at least on turn 3, we get to start firing off Growth Spirals. Maybe we top deck a land next turn. We did get the perfect opening land, so we have more outs right now. Alright, well. We're not going to get any ramp action out of these, but at least we can draw some cards. Come on, land off the top. Land in the top 2. Just a land in the top 2. What's up, Hefe? Come on, show me another land. Let me ramp this out. Alright. Alright. We still don't have red mana to be able to cast Gates Ablaze, so we definitely need to get there. Well, so with your mana base, you know, you actually want to fix it so that you can pick the turn that you want to come in untapped. Coming in untapped's great and all, but you kind of need to pick the turn you're coming in untapped. I assume he's got kill spells. But we're going to try anyway. Play this Ram and say, look at my 5/5. Time for the goat. Yeah. The Ram's pretty good. My wife's been wanting me to play my Gates deck or her gates deck for you guys. I mean, she's been destroying with it. So if I was gonna go for Mythic, I really don't know what card or what deck I would pick to grind Mythic with. Like the grind of Mythic just feels so bad to do it with. Oh man, this is getting brutal. That's exactly what we were looking for, everyone. That's exactly what we were looking for. Just going to pass the turn here, and we'll mortify the Seraph of the Scales, and then we'll Gates Ablaze next turn. So, first time you've been able to catch me live? Well, welcome, Kevin. I'm glad you're here, man. I appreciate you coming to join us during this Devs deck. We won match 1. We're in game 2 of match 2 right now. We're down a game, but you know it's not the worst thing in the world. We'll just get rid of a growth spiral here. Hopefully the opponent doesn't have a negate. White, black. Alright. He's got the negate. Oh, you cheeky bastard. Okay. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. I have to do it. So let's wait a minute. If I go cast down, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it's exactly lethal if I just cast it down. So I can't. Oh, the punishment is so real. Alright. Oh, punished. Cast down on upkeep. Oh man, that was the better play, Jack. Jack pulled out the better play. All right, so I missed it. In case you guys are wondering, if I would have cast down on upkeep, he would have only hit me for 5, and then I would have been able to Gates Ablaze. I would have been at 2 life. Would have been in a better spot. You're right, Jack. You're right. Oh man. Yeah, that was definitely the better play. Maybe we get lucky. Can we get lucky? Pull another Gates Ablaze, please, please. No. Well, we're not dead, but it ain't great either. One draw for a Gates Ablaze, and if he's got a counter right here, then we're just dead. And there's the counter. Do your damage, opponent. Do your damage. Hit me for Xaxes. Looks like he had another negate anyway, so unless he just drew the gate, or the negate, then it wouldn't have worked. But I still think that Jack's line was the better line, even if he had the negate to stop it. Although if he would have had the negate to stop it, then we would have been dead on the spot. So I don't know. You take your pick. All right, Ragnar Lothbrok. Ragnar Lothbrok. 8. Okay, so my recommendation is always look at your mana, and you need to be able to pick what turn you're coming in untapped. Now we don't have to worry about that here because we've got, you know, three lands that could come in untapped. So I'm just going to keep this hand. We'll play the Simic Guildgate, and then there's a breeding pool. See, that works good too. Yeah. Hopefully we draw another gate next turn. But even if we don't, I'll play the breeding pool, pay the 2 life, and play like an overgrown tomb. I accidentally clicked F6, guys. I just punted this entire game away. I accidentally clicked F6. I thought I was at the end of his turn. He had already F6 to the end of my turn. So it's like accidentally clicking auto pass on Arena, and it just goes. Right. Rage scoop, right? I'm just not even doing this. I was expecting him to go to combat. He didn't go to combat on turn 2. He didn't swing at me. So I passed expecting him to enter combat, and he had just F6'd, and we just passed turns really quick. Careful what you're playing. I still got to go for it here. I mean, I can do it at the end of his turn, though. Plaza of Harmony will not produce red mana. Alright, so no F6. No more F6. Not that worried about the clock anyway. Ooh. Green, blue, Growth Spiral. We get a cast down. We'll not pay the life for the land. Oh look, now we're catching up to where we were supposed to already be. I think we're just looking at cast down on our opponent's turn. We still only have 1 guild gate out. So when you build your gates, do think about how many non-gates you put into your deck, because you can end up in this type of situations where even if we gates ablazed right now, it wouldn't kill anything but the Stitcher Supplier. And we can get land off the Plaza of Harmony. Value. I'll take a little value. Need a little bit of value. Need a little bit more of that in my life. Now, just give me a red source off the top. Oh my goodness. Do we take the 3/3? The 3/3 Hydroid Crosses? Or do we just go for the 2/2? Oh man, do I want the 3/3? Like, how important is either one trades with Graveyard Marshal, which is bad. The 3/3 does mean that if we do top deck another gate, heaven forbid Like, please let us get like an Is It Gilgate or a Gruul, and we can Gates Ablaze. It means it survives. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. Here we go. Blue, green, Colossus. We're not going to draw a ton. I'm going to draw one card here. There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The card we needed. I said the other two gates. I didn't even mention the skill gate, but that'll do. That will do. Because we only have one gate on the battlefield, we'll play this gate, then all of a sudden the Plaza of Harmony can produce red mana. And at that point, we'll be able to sweep his board. And we'll get to keep our Crassus around. I mean, he's getting to draw a bunch of cards, but I'm okay with that right now. Red mana. He draws 3 cards, though. Ugh. The brutality. I don't expect him to have anything with haste, so... I guess it was the right play to make this a 3-3 instead of a 2-2. Now I get to pretend I'm leaving something up, right? Mulder Hulk. It's okay. We got an egg for it. When it enters the battlefield, return target land from your graveyard to the battlefield. It's pretty decent. Pretty decent. Graveyard Marshal. Alright, so it's cost 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can come in untapped if we want. Actually, it'll cost 5 if we come in untapped. And we can go, and we can have 2 mana open. There's no point in having 2 mana open. No, we couldn't play it this way because then we'd have to spend a land. So it's still tapped. Urgh. Alright, so... Alright. Death Baron. No, that's mean. That's mean, opponent. That's mean. Alright, well, we'll block here and we'll block here. And then we take 3, go to 3. What do you got? What do you got? You're doing something. Don't do something. Are you just gonna make a zombie? That's fine. Make a zombie. I am okay with that. This works. So we Gateway Plaza. We want to... This doesn't matter. We'll go ahead and put our Gate Colossus back on top of our library. We leave open black and we leave open... Or, I'm sorry, we leave open these 2. So I can pay pretty much anything else. Now we'll Gates Ablaze. Growth Spiral. draw our Colossus. It's still 4 mana. We've got all this land, and it's just not gates. It's just not gates. Is this another Molder Hulk? No, it's a Vraska. See, that doesn't work. So he upticks, then he downticks on Gate Colossus. And that's got Menace. Oh no. And there's a Stitcher Supplier. We needed a Gates Blaze. That's game. That's game. Alright. Well, game 2 of match 3. Here we go. Alright, so do we do anything differently? I mean, he's a Golgari deck that's the Golgari Molder Hulk build. So he's building a lot on throwing things into the graveyard. He's got a lot of zombies and skeletons, that sort of thing. So he's a very aggressive Golgari build. That being said, I don't think that I really care about Thought Erasure. But I care about Thought Erasure more than I do Negate. I don't think this is a matchup where I actually bring Negate in. I am thinking that I want... Here, let me do it like this. I'm thinking that I want Arcway Angel, Gatebreaker Ram. Trample and Vigilance is really, really nice. See, I actually think Expansion Explosion should only be in the Nexus versions of these decks, but it's what we've got. Yeah, I'm going to take out Expansion Explosion. We're not trying to go that route. We've got Hydroid Karasis for that. Hostage Taker's probably going to be really good in this matchup. So take out 2 Thought Erasures. It seems brutal, but I'm gonna try it. We're gonna go this route. We're gonna stay heavy on the Gates plan with the Growth Spirals and the Circuitous route, and back off of the spell portion of it, and stay heavy on our Keel. All right. So what can we do with this mana? We've got Gates, so we can turn 4 cast a Gate. No, we can't. We can turn 5 cast a Gate Colossus. We can kill something early, something important. We can Hydroid Karasis on turn 4 to draw a card. I like that. I like the turn 4 Karasis. Something's not right with your chat feed. Yeah, it seems that chat's been way behind tonight. Sorry about that. I prefer Simic Guildgate on turn 1, but Izzet Guildgate's not that bad either because you got a lot of, you know, other green sources. But Simic Guildgate is your best turn 1. Gives you the most outs for your to draw your Growth Spiral. I guess it doesn't matter, does it? No, I'm not shooting down Gutter Bones anyway. So this is a perfect time to go ahead and bring in our Gateway Plaza. Wow, Treasures and Antiquities War. It seems good, especially with some of the new treasure cards. Okay, so we actually can do some pretty cool stuff coming up. Alright, so we'll just play a gate. I don't think it matters now that we have our Gateway Plaza down. So now I can turn 4 Karasis. Like, we needed to hit the untapped source to be able to turn 4 Karasis. Got to preserve my life total, and doing it in response to that just means he doesn't get to draw the extra card. Although with our major kill spell being a sweeper, if he can build his board state out, he's going to draw a ton of cards when we finally get a chance to sweep his board. Still going to pay the life here. Play the 2/2 flyer that draws a card. Two flying and trample. Let's do it. There's another Midnight Reaper. Wow. Alright. I don't have a lot of choice. Yeah. I mean, he's going to get to draw 2 cards out of this. He takes 2 life. He draws 2 cards. That's going to get us back in this game. That'll do it. That'll do it. Also, this is our 4th gate. Which means the Colossus has entered the building. Actually, he's not entering the building. He's standing out by the gate, out front, you know. He's a Colossus. He can't come inside. They told him to go stand somewhere. So he's like, I'll go stand by the gate. Moment of Craving the Vanguard after board wiping and countered the crap out of mono white. Sounds like a good plan. Moment of Craving on the Danto Vanguard. Like, as long as the Danto Vanguard's getting play, like, Moment of Craving's still going to be just a really, really solid card. Death Touch. I'm still going to take this chance to get rid of the gate or the Midnight Reaper without him drawing even more cards. Thought Erasure is not bad. We're looking at take 5 damage next turn. We lose 2. Yeah, I'm just going to play a gate and a Thought Erasure here. He's got 6 cards in hand. I want to pull the most devastating one out of his hand. I'll take the 5, and then next turn we can Arcway Angel. I didn't think that through. I could have seen the next card under Gate Colossus. Yeah. Didn't think that through. Wow. So our opponent has Bone Dragon, Death Baron, Gruesome Menagerie, Graveyard Marshal, Karn, and Vraska Golgari Queen. Death Baron seems mean. Bone Colossus also, or Bone Dragon also seems mean. He's a long way. He's 1 land off of being able to play it. I assume that we're probably going to see something like Karn or Vraska next turn. I'm going to take the Karn. And Bone Dragon is scurry. Yes, it is scurry. It is very scurry. And we're going to 5 life here. And we're gonna come back up on the life total, but there's Bone Dragon. So we play our gate. Play Arcway Angel. Gain a few life. Just a few. Yeah, this deck, if you don't hit the guild summit, you're in a lot of trouble. You really need to see guild summits, but more important than that, you need to be able to see like mana. You have to have lands because you're already playing a turn behind in most situations. So only when things go perfectly right are you not playing a turn behind. So since you're already playing a turn behind, you need everything to be really, really powerful, and you need to have a lot of cards in hand so that you can make, good choices and play from behind. The deck does well at playing from behind, but if they ever really get ahead of you and you don't pull something, then you're going to be in some trouble. So. I mean, not a lot I can do about it here. Playing from behind just sounds dirty. There's a roll in the mud joke in there somewhere. I'm going to leave it alone. You guys get clever with it. So he sacrificed old Gutter Bones because he knew that it just didn't matter. Gates Ablaze. And we try to buy time. Play the Colossus. Pass the turn. The Gate stack does struggle with Planeswalkers, though. Yes. Planeswalkers are normally the biggest nightmare for a Gate stack. So. It we had a good first game. It was real nice. Really need a Gates Ablaze here. We can take 2 more hits, so a Guild Summit wouldn't be bad. We can take this hit and 1 more. Alright, we can't take all of this. It's 1 more than lethal. Oh, alright, cool. He's going to sack it. I've got to dig for something better than Gate Colossus. Like I want to cast this and just replay the Gate Colossus, but I can't do that. Like I think we lose with that line anyway. So the gates are ablaze. Gruesome Menagerie. And we know we've got the Colossus coming up. And he's about to ultimate here, so we're in some trouble. A little bit of trouble. This game. He's got 9 power on the battlefield. I mean, I can play the Colossus, right? So that's not horrible. I mean, I can block one of these. He's got 5 cards in hand. Yeah. Oh yeah, they've gotten rid of. He may even. I think he has it. He got rid of the Death Baron. So he ult, and we can't block everything. Yep, there we go. There's the Death Baron. Yay! Here, we'll let him have his Vraska hit. Yeah. Well, draw a card too. Just draw you a card on top of it. Actually, we'll get a chance to. Stacked his triggers wrong. He doesn't get to see another card. Yeah. Yeah. The ultimate sealed our fate there. So. All right. What do you guys think about Dev's Gates deck? Now, remember, these Gates decks just play a certain way, so don't be too hard on the building. Don't be too hard on the player. I know there was that cast down on upkeep thing that might have bought us an extra turn, but he ended up having a negate, which means we probably wouldn't have gotten that sweeper off anyway. So there's probably some other punts. I'm sure you guys will let me know about it in chat. As far as Gates decks go, this one was pretty good for a 5-color version of the deck. Again, like most of the comments and stuff on Dev's deck, I do agree that if you're running a 4-color Gates deck right now, you should probably stick to it. Those Gates those decks are pretty sweet. Again, Val's been wanting me to play my or her Gates deck, and needs more Gates, needs more cowbell. Yeah, it needs more Gates, right? Anyway, I'll probably end up playing her 4-color version of Gates here fairly soon. It's pretty good. It's your typical Gate Breaker Ram, you know, Colossus, you know, that type of deck. Does have the Hydroid Colossus and things like that in it. It's that version of the deck, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right off the bat that version of the deck almost just folds to control. So you know, that's a thing. You're curious as to how this stacks up to Wedge's Gates deck. Wedge come out with a Gates deck. I normally watch Wedge's deck techs and stuff like that, but who knows? Maybe I'll play a Wedge's deck. I could play all of Wedge's decks, and it probably wouldn't be a big deal because he makes what, 2 a block, 3 a block. All right. Justin Clay, hello. I see I missed it. You just missed the Devs deck. We've got Sub Sunday coming up here in about an hour and 15 minutes, so about 9:30 Central Time. We'll be playing some Sub Sunday decks. So we'll see some decks built by you guys, and then tomorrow we've got Grixis Dominance, or Dominance Grixis Dominance. It's Dev's Electrostatic Dominance. Electro Dominance. Is that the name of the card? Electro Dominance. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to be playing that tomorrow night, so if you guys want to check that out, you can join us and we'll play it. Maybe we didn't have a really good showing of Dev's deck tonight, and you want to try it yourself. You don't have the cards for it on Arena, or maybe you don't have the cards on MTGO. Most people don't have a collection on MTGO anymore, but manatraders has got you covered. They're a rental service that'll allow you to get all of the cards. You just send them your deck list. They immediately give you the cards here on MTGO. You can turn them back in when you're done. It tracks everything, nice and simple. Pay a flat rate, play with any and every deck. It's a great way to test your decks out and know what you want to be playing with before you go build. Use your wild cards and stuff like that on Arena, so you know exactly where you're gonna be. So you can check that. Oh, hit the add button. Yeah, I need to hit the add button at the end of all my streams. I got an add button from YouTube. They're trying to be more like Twitch, so they're giving YouTubers their own. Click here to send your audience an ad. Yeah, it'd equal more money, but I'm not hitting that button in the middle of my stream. I thought about doing an Asmongold. Asmongold will hit the add button at the end of all of his streams. So anyone that just stuck around that was AFK, like he'll pull a little ad revenue from that. But he doesn't like to you know, throw those ads on his audience, and I think that's a pretty good thing, because I know I've been there too, where it's like, I don't want to see these ads, not while I'm watching it. Now YouTube's going to throw ads up in the middle of the video if you guys are watching on replay. That's YouTube. It didn't have nothing to do with me. So, but I'm not going to be hitting the ad button tonight, but I just don't have it pulled up. I don't even know, I forget where they put it. I'll find it eventually. We'll start running it at the end of the streams, but that's all I've got for now. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had fun, and we'll see you back here in about an hour for some Subscriber Sunday. We will be breaking these decks down. Subscriber Sunday rolls a little bit slower than a Debs deck does, so yeah, if you want to come back in and, you know, and we'll talk about, you know, deck building, and we'll look at some different brewing ideas. You can do that. I'm also going to be pulling those decks. I haven't even pulled them yet. So if you jump over to the Sideboard MTG subreddit and do some voting, whether up or down, you'll have some direct influence on what's going to be played in our Subscriber Sunday. So jump over to the Sideboard MTG subreddit. Link is in the description box below. Give some votes on the decks that you want to see, and I'll be pulling those here shortly, and we'll get some gameplay out of them. See you next time, guys.